Welcome back. What was that show? Welcome
Welcome
back, Carter.
Carter.
That's the Carter. Welcome back. Yo, we back in the building. We back in the booth. I'm here with the general. Not the insurance guy either.
Yeah, I'm a little taller than him.
Yeah, the general P. Bizzle running things.
What's happening?
How you doing, man?
I'm not bad.
40.
Back for episode 41. I was just trying to find out 40 or 41.
41. 41. Because
Yeah,
we
'cause
didn't, 40
Yeah,
was
we
a
did
little
40.
sus.
Yeah.
But we're back with 40. I don't know who's 40. Who's 41?
Dirk Nowitzki.
Dirk? We're
Dirk
going to go
the
with
Jerk.
Dirky? Dirty Dirk? Let me turn it up just a little, give a little taste on that.
I knew whatchamacallit.
Go ahead.
In my mind, the only one I could think of was Terrence Newman for the Cowboys.
Newman.
But
Was he nice for you guys?
he was alright.
Like, what do you have? Like a 2-3 year, maybe?
No, he had like a 8-9 year career, but
when was he lighting it up?
5-year career for the
Like
Cowboys.
yeah, like killing it.
Yeah.
His peak was with the boys, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll go with Dirk.
Dirk. How many titles he got? 1, 2? I don't even know. What's going on with you, man?
Not much. Just getting ready for Christmas time, the
Yeah.
birth of the baby Jesus.
What you got planned?
Home. Mom Dukes cooks. Going to my cousins on Christmas Day.
Yeah.
The Italians do the fish and everything on Christmas Eve.
7? Was it 7?
We don't do 7.
You don't do that.
No.
No, you're not. You're not crazy like that with it.
No. We do spaghetti and shrimps and spaghetti and clam sauce, fish. I don't even know the baklava.
You know it's the clam
Bacalao.
sauce,
I don't even know the baklava.
the bacalao. I don't know what I think I'm gonna go to my shorty's crib. We're gonna have some prime rib. She got that on deck. Mom Dukes and everybody's gonna come through. It's probably gonna be real low key this year.
I think it gets like that when you get older and there's not as many kids.
You are correct, but I still feel like my pockets are draining though. No matter what goes on. But
That's what happens when you got a shorty at Christmas time.
you're absolutely right. You want to talk about Sunday's events?
Why don't we just hold off a little bit on
Not
that?
yet.
I'm not ready
You're not ready?
for the therapy session to begin yet.
I'm not ready for, never mind Sunday's events. What the hell happened last night, man?
I was sitting there going, well, at least the Cowboys in first place for a week, and then you guys had to go and blow that game
I
last
don't
night.
understand it. I don't understand it. We're gonna take a quick break, and we're gonna come back on the opposite side. People, come back, Kings. We back, baby.
Yeah.
Well, we never really went anywhere.
I hear myself. We are back.
There you go.
Come back, Kings.
Official. It's official. Hold up. Let's make this official.
All right. So you know how you were talking about how your pockets are feeling drained?
Yes.
You know whose pockets aren't feeling drained?
Who?
Because it's been a while since we've done this.
Yes.
Shohei Ohtani.
What's going on? Hit me with it. Hit me with your best shot.
His best shot was 10 years, $700 million.
Who gave him that money?
Dodgers, of course. There's only a few teams in the league that can give him that money. Toronto was trying. I don't even know why, because they can't afford to pay that. But the crazy point is everything came out $700 million. Everybody's going crazy. $70 million. He won't even be able to pitch for another year. So you're only getting a hitter for that money. But he's getting it like all deferred till after he plays.
Wait, the whole contract?
Not like
No,
a good portion
chunk
of it. Like a good portion of it.
Smart man.
So, but
You don't think that's a smart move?
what if you die?
Who can?
You know?
He can probably live off whatever. Like, you have to fathom what kind of amount of money that is.
But that helps the Dodgers more than anything because their annual salary is less.
Yeah.
So they can sign other players.
It's a team-friendly deal, in other words.
Yeah.
Because, wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's...
But why set the market if you're not going to take the money? Like, I don't know.
I bet you... I would see contracts going forward. They're gonna start doing this.
Well, unless they change. Well,
this
they're
is
not going to
totally
be.
in favor of the franchise.
Yeah, they're not going to be able to change it until they change the CBA again. Next time they negotiate.
Yeah, this is
So
totally
this
in
is
favor
kind.
of
I
the
think
franchise.
I don't think they'll be able to do anything about this
Yeah.
unless the Players Association and the teams get together. They don't like it.
Wow. That's I didn't know that. I didn't
Yeah.
know that.
Oh,
I knew
yeah.
he got a crazy contract, and I vaguely knew it was from the Dodgers, but I didn't know he's just gonna.
Defer the money. It's like Bobby Bonilla still getting like $1 million every year from the Mets from the '90s.
But okay, but here's the thing: how do you look at him now? You're like that was brilliant what he did, because not only that, it's like managing your money.
Right.
It's
And
just
I think it also saves on taxes. I think the actual deal is going to be like $500 million. The way it all works out, I don't know. I'm not a
it's
numbers
still
guy.
crazy. Like you can live off of. Let's be honest.
It's
What
a
can-
$700 million contract, but by the time it pays out, it's going to be like $500 million with adjusted for inflation and all that.
So, and he could probably. I don't know what his appetite is, his life appetite.
He's a very humble man.
He can probably live off 10. I'm saying 10 mil. Okay? I don't know. Let's be honest. That's so ridiculous.
I don't know
his
if I could live
contract.
off 10 mil. That's kind of tight, you know? That's kind of tight.
That's the point I'm trying to make to people. People are like, well, why would? And I'll argue the other thing you said. Let's be honest. What are the chances of him croaking? Let's be honest. If we did a statistic or something, so you can't think like that either. This is a good. It's mainly good for the Dodgers. Let's somebody must have gotten his ear or something, because you know they're just gonna move that money and do things with the money.
Well, he has he has things in the contract. If they change ownership or things like that,
He's still getting
he's
paid.
still getting better. Like I don't, he's doing this for this ownership group or whatever. And
Rumble, young man, Rumble. I can't even hate. Wow. And what is that? Is he Japanese or Chinese?
Japanese.
Who knows what that is in Japanese money?
Um,
I think that the American dollar is probably smoking that right now. I don't know what it is to like the
yeah, I don't
euro
know
or
the
not.
currency exchange.
I know Canadian money might be worth more and the euro might be worth more, but everybody else, I don't think they're not. So he's eating. He's eating. But whatever. So here's the other part too. Is it going to equate to the Dodgers winning anything? Like they're always in contention, but when have they?
A few years back, but
Yeah.
they have other players. This gives them more opportunity to get more free agents.
The way they're selling out money, they are in it, but they should be winning it, in my mind.
It doesn't always happen. Wow. Yankees did it for years. They got lucky. I think you have to get the right combination of players, of free agents and people that come up through your system.
Yeah.
And because the Yankees for years, Red Sox is a top payroll. They come in last.
Well, that was last year.
Yeah, but no, they've come. Red Sox are coming in last like every other year. Like they have these ups and downs, and even though they're a top 10,
I won't argue that, but the recipe is you got to. The argument is you got to spend money, but do you have to spend that much money? So you want to kind of be.
Well, look at the Mets. They spent what $1 billion in off season, and then they had to sell everybody off. Verlander and all that.
It like backfires.
Yeah.
In the essence, I don't know.
And they were horrible last year.
What's Houston? Because they're like always in it.
They're up there. They're up there.
Yeah.
But I think they do it a mix. And they what they did at the end of last year was try to add a couple of big names to get them over the top, to get them into the World Series, like Texas did.
Yeah.
You try to get those couple of players that are just going to get you over the top, because they knew they were there, and they got them into the ALCS against Texas. So they got them that far, farther than the Yankees and the Red Sox.
But that's the thing. You do all of this stuff, pay all of this money, and you still got to cheat. I don't understand.
You ain't letting that go, huh?
I'm always gonna bring that up when I talk about them. You do all of this shady, like you do all of this spending money, and then you still want to turn around and
Who said if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying? Who's the guy that said that?
I agree with you. What else you got, man?
Some other big baseball news in the offseason. The Yankees traded for Juan Soto,
Yeah.
and the kid's a talent. He's ridiculous, but it's basically they traded 4 or 5 players for him, and he's a 1-year rental. They got to re-sign him.
They'll be all right, though. What'd you guys finish last year?
Second to last, 4th place.
That's about. That, I don't know if you remember. I just think it's a weird year. I think I can't argue for Red Sox really, but I think the Yankees they're gonna make noise next year.
Well, they're also trying to get there's a free agent pitcher, Yoshinobu Yamamoto.
Yeah.
Arigato. He's like the big Japanese pitcher this year. Everybody's trying to pick up.
That's why they come here because they
got
can make the money
Yeah.
here and then send it back.
Oh, plus ML baseball, even though it's not as popular as it used to be here,
It's still the top,
premier.
the upper
If you
echelon.
want to play, it's like the NBA. That's why all the players come from Europe.
Yeah.
European money. They make good money. They could, top stars. But if you want to compete against the best,
Yeah.
you're going to the NBA.
Boom.
And so like I said, the Yankees picked up Soto. They just got to they got to keep him, or giving up these players wasn't worth it. The kid's ridiculously good, talented. And if they can get Yamamoto and pick up Soto, and I wish they'd get rid of Giancarlo Stanton.
Why?
He's constantly hurt. He doesn't put up the money they spent on him.
Well,
Every year after year, he's on the DL. He's never lived up to his contract with the
Never.
Yankees, ever.
We'll be all right. We'll see what happens. It's right around the corner, people.
It'll be-
Before you know it, it will be.
The trucks will be leaving Fenway Park to go down south for
Fenway
Florida
Park. Fenway Park. They will be. It will. I'm telling you.
soon. Before you know it.
Yeah.
Because once we go through Christmas, it's all downhill.
It's all downhill from there.
What else we got? We could talk about the Bees a little bit.
Bruins, how they looking this year?
Bruins are
How they looking right now? Be
Bruins
honest.
are. Haven't been playing as well lately. They're still the top team in the Atlantic, though. They're 19-5.
But this is what you probably want. You didn't want what they did last year.
But they're not as talented as last year. But they're playing well overall. But they got some holes. They
Yeah.
got some big holes. Like
But they'll be all right.
they were a better overall team last year. But yeah, you get
So what happened last year then?
That's the thing. How can you get excited, but how can you get really excited?
That's my point. So I would rather have
you
it
say-
like this. Let them coast, and then I don't know.
When you set the historic records, and then you
I agree
get
with
bounced
you.
out of the playoffs.
Was it first round?
Yeah, was it first round? Yeah.
First
Oh
round.
no, yeah.
It was
Celtics,
first round,
Yeah.
and then
Celtics
that
going a
team
couple
went to the
rounds, they went
finals
by.
that they lost to, right?
Yeah.
But then that team lost in the finals, Carolina or somebody.
But I was forgetting. The Celtics got a couple of rounds in before they got bounced.
They
Same
got
thing.
bounced out.
Great season. Got bounced out.
Yeah,
But,
stinks being a New England fan. Just like the other day, we're sitting at the bar. Well, you were sitting at the bar. I was at the other side. And I was blown away. I'm not trying to hop onto football, but we're going to talk about this. When this lady's like, can you do me a favor? I go, what? Can you put the Patriots
Yes,
game on?
I heard her.
I was like, you know me, I still have to be, you know what I mean? Okay, sure, hun. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I was like, really?
You really want to see them get their ass whooped?
I go, are you dating somebody on the
Yeah.
team or something? I don't know. I didn't want to be that guy.
But she was young.
Yeah.
And all she's used to is winning. And it's going to take her a little while to understand, this isn't the same anymore. 'Cause she still thinks that she still has that hope. She still has it. But let's wait till we get into
Yeah,
football.
but
We can get into that even more.
But go ahead, continue. It's your world, baby.
What I want to say congratulations to the LA Lakers for winning the inaugural in-season tournament.
Who was
Put
flipping?
it right
I
up
think
there with your championship banners.
Was Barkley or Barkley was flipping out because they were celebrating with champagne,
Really?
and he was like, I don't know if they were celebrating with champagne or if it was champagne, but he basically was saying that better not be champagne, or how could you celebrate with champagne? This is nothing. And I
Sparkling
don't know.
cider, maybe. Maybe sparkling cider.
I don't.
Non-alcoholic sparkling cider.
So here's what I'm gonna say about this. And Barkley's my guy, but sometimes the old man hate, it just, I don't understand it. Like you can be a certain way, but this is their thing. This is what they do. It's their time. You had your time.
Listen,
I don't know.
it did. This, I wasn't big, big proponent of this.
Yeah.
But it did what it needed to do. It
Boom.
sparked some early
Ratings.
season,
You're watching.
early season energy.
That's what they wanted.
Now there's
Like,
some stupid things like how the Celtics had to beat up on the Bulls by like 80 points to get in for the
yeah.
point differential.
It was lopsided, but that's that one game thing.
Yeah,
Because if they did like series,
yeah,
in
they
this,
they got to tweak it.
yeah,
It still doesn't mean anything.
yeah. No, you don't think so?
What does it mean?
Um,
It means maybe some teams that later in the season aren't going to be in the mix
that's what
have
I'm
a chance
saying.
to win something.
This, okay.
Let's give them the participation trophy.
So I agree with you. It doesn't mean nothing. They have to make it mean something. Like you get home court or
It's hard because
playoff.
baseball did that with the All-Star game.
Yeah.
The winning team would get home field advantage.
I agree with you. It doesn't physically mean anything,
It's
but it's
checks.
the first one.
Yeah.
You do get. I heard that each player gets an extra 500 racks.
Yeah.
Well, once again, we're looking
the-
at it like it's ridiculous, but to them, they're
Well,
probably
the
like,
guys on the bench are enjoying that. They got
exactly. But
the
there's,
other guys, the guys at the top of the line, I'm not going to even cash that check. Doesn't even worth going to the bank.
I don't know. I'm caught in between the old man hate and if it does actually mean something.
Like
Who
I said,
cares if you're celebrating?
Especially at the beginning of the NBA season, do you really pay attention?
No.
It's not so. I mean, it's such a long
No.
season.
But you did look at this,
Right,
even
right.
from the things that they did with the courts.
The
It was
courts were hidden.
totally a visual. Like they wanted eyes
how
on the product.
I couldn't. How do they want eyes on the product? I couldn't look at those friggin' courts.
But it's still. You were like, oh shoot,
No,
basketball's
something's
going
different.
on.
Yeah, something's different with this.
Because they know, and I hate doing this too. Football is almost at its peak at that point when basketball and hockey starts.
Yeah.
They don't stand a chance. So they're doing anything and everything they can to be relevant in those months. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So maybe when Dallas is playing whoever the garbage team is, or now it have to be two garbage teams because people are always watching Dallas.
So the Patriots playing Carolina.
Patriots playing Carolina, right? And now, all of a sudden, in the background, the Lakers are playing the Pacers for this championship.
Yeah.
Which one are you watching? Before, you would automatically, even though the Patriots would be stinking and Carolina would stink, you still would maybe choose that football game over that basketball game. I don't know. That's just me. I don't know. Maybe
No, they're
I'm speaking
They're
out of
trying.
turn.
I can't fault of a
There's-
trying.
It's not a desperation move, but they're trying to, they know where they stand in the realm of things. And I give it up for who's his name? Adam Silver. At least he's trying something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. And Barkley, calm down, man. Every time I hear him speak, I love that show with him and Kenny and them.
Yeah.
But him and Shaq, they be hating, man. That's all they do. They just hate. Show love, man. Well, maybe I'm not paying attention, but they need to show more love than hate. That's how I feel. That's just my opinion.
They're old school.
But,
They're still living in the past.
Hey, and it's almost you just automatically feel that way sometimes. Like these young whippersnappers, like they don't know what they're doing, how they doing. It's just how
All right.
it is for them.
I'm
Go ahead.
older than you. I've never called anybody a whippersnapper.
But you know what I'm saying, man. How cats, you just feel as you get older. I'm preaching. You feel alienated, and I can imagine if you played a professional sport, how you might feel.
Right. Oh, and plus, when you're older, you should be wiser.
Yeah.
You've seen more. You've done more, and you know what you were like at that age.
Yeah. So
And you were a
exactly,
dumbass.
Exactly. So put the brakes on. Anyway, what else you got?
That's all right now. You want to talk a little more basketball?
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Are you following any of the college football stuff? No, not at all.
Not really. Not since Colorado. They were my team.
This is the 1 year, I gotta say this, I'm going off to the left. They probably should have brought in the 12-game playoff. Because I think they're gonna start it maybe next year.
Yeah. Well, they had this planned out.
Yeah, but for whatever reason, this year they should have did it.
Yeah, I know, but I heard you talking with the guy at the bar the other day
Yeah,
about
go
that.
ahead.
But it's like there's reasons why they didn't just
Yeah.
start. There's a lot of crap they got to get into place.
I'm not disputing that, but there
They
were
needed
so
it, I
many
know.
teams, man, that you like. There's so many question marks this year, and Florida State. I can't say they got jammed up, but they got jammed up. Ohio State, they got jammed up. Georgia got jammed up. All of these teams got They got jammed. I'm bumbling over my words. They got jammed up. So if you had a 12 game, I don't even think you need 12.
You know what happens though? I don't know. You hate
Go
to
ahead.
interrupt you. You know when they went from 2 to the 4 teams?
Yeah.
And because you got to include these other teams.
Yeah.
And how many times did those other teams get smacked down?
I agree with you.
It's
It
like
is such a
you
disparity
didn't
there.
even. You weren't even. Shouldn't have
You
even
shouldn't have been
there.
here.
And you were a top 4 team.
Here's what I'm gonna say. I agree with you 110% just because of what Georgia did to TCU last year. It was awful. It was such a mismatch. It wasn't even funny.
Yeah. But it's still good they're going to go to the 12. Just so no one can cry. Well, you know who'll be crying when they're 12? 13 and 14.
So you're saying that the NCAA basketball has it right? We'll just put 1,000
As a team,
teams.
man, you should fight it out. Whoever comes out, you want.
I don't know if you could you do that with football though? I don't know.
No, it's too much.
No way.
It's
It's too much and too brutal.
Like I'm surprised they went 12. They should have put them 16.
By the time you got to that championship game, you'd be with the 4th stringers. Because it would be madness. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you can't go that late into the season.
Yeah. What else you got, baby?
Because I think they went with the 12s because they can still stay within the window
So they're going to
of
probably...
the shit that they used to have before for the
they're
championship.
Yeah, so they're probably going to end the season like it regularly does. But all through the month of December, you're probably going to have those games, if
Yeah.
I had to guess. And maybe a little bit into January. Well, it might still shape up on January where you have the 4 teams left.
Yeah.
So you'll have those ratings, and then that following week, it'll be whoever the 2 teams left. It's gonna be dope, man. If the seasons, if next year's season is like how this year's season was, it's gonna be dope.
But the good thing is you can look at them and go, the ones people are complaining, oh, I should have been in. You should have been a top 5 team, not a top 12. That's what you can say to them.
Yeah.
That's like, if you weren't worthy to be in the top 12,
Boom.
then you shouldn't be in this at all.
Yeah, you ain't lying, man. You want to jump back to basketball? There's nothing really,
Going
like
on.
you said,
the
just
season's
Lakers.
just going on, yeah.
Celtics are ripping it up. Milwaukee's ripping it up.
Celtics have a 14-game home streak.
Nobody's talking about Philly.
Philly's playing good.
Nobody's talking about Philly. My boy Maxey and my boy Embiid. But that's how I like it. Just leave it like that. Leave it just like that. The Heat don't look good at all this year.
No.
They look awful. I think Golden State. You want to jump onto the Draymond thing a little bit or no?
You know how I feel about Draymond.
I'm feeling the same way a little bit, I guess.
You got to get that guy under control.
Why? What do you We're going to touch. Go ahead.
No,
Tell me what you feel. How you feel?
This shit's
I'm
just
saying
happening.
it's aligning with
this
how
shit's
I
just
feel.
happening way too often with him. Like
Yeah.
I think he has. He's got. I know he's got issues. Besides. I mean, punching his player last year, the chokehold a couple of weeks ago, then this, stepping on that other guy's chest. He's got a lot of things. When you start really looking at him, and he's got some personal issues. He's got stuff he's got to work through.
You think so?
Yeah.
Or you just don't think this is just how he is?
Well, you got to be able to control yourself.
Here's what I'm going to say. I'm going to sound ridiculous. Maybe not.
Probably.
I usually do. I'm okay with it until it starts affecting your team. I don't know if that makes any sense. For instance, there was the one year with the LeBron thing, and Bron's my guy, but something tells me if Draymond had played that finals, Golden State would have won that finals.
They should have.
But he got suspended and he was out for, I want to say, Game 5, or it was either Game 5 or Game 6. And I'm like, if he plays, you know what I mean? I'll even argue this year. If he plays this year, will they be as bad as they are? He's been suspended a couple, like I don't know. Like, you can't. I'm okay with it until, like I said, You start getting losses. You start losing.
Well, then,
and
what if the team has had it? Because did you see the bench the other night when he pulled that?
Yeah.
They're like looking like Jesus.
here we go again
Yeah.
with this dude.
And the thing is, they're not winning, so they're not going to tolerate it.
Yeah,
Like
you
they were
definitely
when they're
can't
winning.
have that. You definitely can't have that if you're not winning. You can't have that at like nowhere near your squad if you're not winning.
Because they ain't gonna put up with it. Bulls put up with Dennis Rodman. Why? Because they were winning.
They were winning. Yeah. What did you think his suspension? I don't know if the suspension came down.
It was indefinite.
So that he's still on it indefinite. So that means they haven't even come down with the suspension.
No, it's
yet.
not good. It's. I think he's gonna get therapy or something. It's one of those things where the
Oh,
team's
you got to
gonna
do this
Yeah.
like the Kyrie thing. Do A, B, C, and D, and then come back and show us proof that you did that, and then we'll talk to you.
I think it's like the league and the team kind of thing together. Like it's not like a hard. You're not coming back for a month.
Yeah.
But you got. It's like show us you got getting your shit together. It's not like that matters to them though. Right now, they're so far.
You're saying Golden State?
Yeah.
I think they're like. I peeked at it,
I got
8th, 9th in the West.
They are last place in division. They're 12-14 in the division.
Let me ask you this: do you think their reign is over? It might be over. I don't know, because Klay Thompson, he's not the same. He hasn't been the same since his injury.
Yeah.
And that West, these teams are good, man. The West is a monster. They might be done. You might be next year. You might be thinking about getting start.
The West has been a monster for a while.
Yeah, but
the East has some top teams.
Yeah.
That are just as good.
Yeah,
but
not
overall,
the overall.
The depth
package.
isn't there. Yeah.
I agree with you on that. But back to the East, I'm off the Draymond thing because I already know how I feel about this dude. Get him out of there. But back to the East, how you feeling about your Celtics?
They're looking good. They're probably one of the most rounded starting five in the league.
I think this is what I'm gonna say.
Drew Holiday's not even scoring. They're not even. Brown's been tearing it up lately.
I think you need Porzingis to stay healthy. That's just my opinion. Maybe I'm grabbing that out of the air.
You need him healthy for the playoffs.
Exactly.
They got enough to cruise through the regular season.
I agree. That's what I'm saying. In the playoffs, you need that extra, and he's that extra. And they're gonna go as far as their health. And when I say health, I mean Porzingis' health.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion.
No, they made the move to get rid of Smart for Porzingis.
For him.
For that exact
they seen
reason.
that.
And they can work him. They can baby him through the season. They don't, you know what I mean? Give him his nights off.
Yeah. Because how far did they get in the East last year? They ran into, was it Miami?
Oh, they struggled every
series.
Yeah.
Like they probably should have lost the Philly series.
Yeah.
If Harden shows up in that series, they should have lost then. And then Miami, they were gassed because I'm a firm believer too in the longer these series go on, the more you're gonna get gassed, especially if another team finishes their series early.
Plus, you got guys like Tatum playing way too many minutes during the season.
Yeah, you can't.
Once the time you get to the playoffs.
Like, people get on the load management thing, but I understand it a little bit. Like, you can't have LeBron no more doing 40 minutes or 30 minutes a game.
Right.
You can't hit physically. You can't do it.
I understand both sides of that.
Yeah.
Because I've been on, I remember the first time I ever went to New York to see the
Yeah.
Yankees. Mattingly was playing, and
Boom.
actually Boggs was with the team.
Yeah.
I got there, both of them were off that day.
As
because
a
of
fan,
the
I
pitching
understand
matchup.
what you're saying.
So I'm like,
as a
damn,
fan, I get it. But as a you don't want to. You can't. It's like having a Ferrari. I don't know if that makes sense. You can't keep pushing it to the limit because you know eventually you'll blow that engine. You just can't. You can't do it, man.
Oh, not actually, because Ferraris make very good engines. all hand built.
Are they built to go?
They cast their own.
Yeah, but it wouldn't be a good idea. Though,
No.
If that makes
I'm
any
just
sense.
busting you.
It wouldn't be a good idea to do that. So, we'll
And
see.
we'll see tonight because Celtics are playing Cavaliers. The Golden State Warriors tonight.
Oh, they should mop them up.
Yeah.
Golden State's not the same. What else you got, man?
You want to take a break and then we'll come back and we'll tackle this damn football thing? This
Yeah.
damn NFL.
I think that's the move. Come back, Kings, baby. 41. Help from the maestro, if you please. Ooh wee, ooh wee. Oh, we're back. We're back. I want to circle backwards, so I'm gonna start with last night, and then we'll get back to Sunday. Is that okay?
Yeah, sure. Get it out of the way. Let it out, baby. Let it out.
Jalen Hurts is my guy. Let me make sure that I'm crystal.
He's my
clear on
quarterback,
this.
man.
He is.
That's my quarterback.
He is my guy. I don't know what happened last night though. I can't put it on him. You know who I'm gonna put it on? And people,
Matt Patricia calling you a
the
defensive
defense.
plays.
The defense. You said it. Took the words right out of my mouth. Our secondary is straight boo-boo. Ass cheeks. Trash. Like, there's no other way to explain it. We be getting shredded. Now, I don't know who is Drew Lock?
Lock. Yeah,
Lock.
Lock. L-O-C-K.
His name sounds familiar.
He's been a backup.
But not for him to do that to you. For him to do that? And the running, what's his name, Walker?
Yeah. Kenny
He had
Walker's
a-
good. Yeah, he was good.
He had a field day against us because we were getting shredded in the passing. See, people, if you know anything about football, one complements the other and the other opens up the other. If you can start running, you can start passing. If you can start passing, you can start running. That's what happened. Back to Jalen. I was talking to one of my coworkers, Chef, and he brought up a thing that I always feel about this dude. I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing. He never looks a certain way to me. There's no sense of urgency. He's not looking at the clipboard. He's not with the other coaches. He never does any of that. I'm still in a gray area with that. Not that he should be like when you used to see Brady, he's with the clipboard, he's throwing balls. Like
Yeah.
when they put the camera on Hurts, man, he's just like, oh well. And this
Right.
this is your king? This is your leader?
Yeah.
I need football to me. And now I'm sounding old school. Football to me is like to get people motivated. Yo, come on, let's go. Boom, 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 boom. Maybe I'm being old school. You can't motivate.
And you get to see what's
I sound
happens on the
ridiculous.
sidelines.
Do I sound
now.
ridiculous?
No,
I sound ridiculous?
no.
Like I can't motivate with football. I'm not saying anything else. I can't motivate you by going, come on, let's go, guys. It's time to go. Run through the brick wall.
Yeah.
It's not. I don't know.
And you get to see now with all these sideline stuff, these mic'd up things, you get to see what happens on the sidelines more.
Yeah, I don't understand.
And, he's very passive. He's very...
But maybe, I hope that's what works. I hope it's what works. And ultimately, I'm going to say this also. This is what I wanted. I knew we were going to struggle at this part in the year, at this part of the schedule. All I want, and people might not rock with me on this, I just want to make it through this part healthy. I'll take our chances against any team, as long as I got my full team. That's all I want. I'm gonna take the loss last night. I'm even gonna take the two embarrassing losses the 2 weeks before to your boys and then San Fran. I'll take both of those. If you tell me at the end, I got my squad intact. The only thing is the secondary.
Your squad's not right. Even offensively, your
Yeah.
squad's not right.
Yeah.
There's something that's not clicking with them.
Yeah.
And what's crazy is your secondary is that bad and your defensive line is that good. Like, imagine if you didn't have that defensive line to pressure the
It
quarterback
would
and
be
get those.
awful. People be putting up 50 on us all the time. Like San Fran proved that. proved like we got exposed.
San Fran exposes
They
everybody.
exposed everybody, but we looked at ridiculous. But enough about me.
Yeah. Well,
I shared my feelings.
sure. What do you want to talk about? Raiders, Vikings, Bengals. What do you want?
Feelings.
I don't understand.
Nothing more than feelings. Trying
To
to forget.
forget my loss to Buffalo.
Go ahead. What
I-
happened?
I don't know.
For
I
those who don't know, we're talking about. We went backwards, so we're on to Dallas,
Oh,
Buffalo. Go ahead.
I don't know what's up with the Cowboys. I don't understand how they. I mean, listen. Everybody plays bad teams.
Boom.
You struggle. You beat teams. You don't always blow people out. We blow people out, and then we get blown out. Like Cook is their running back. He's not a great running back. He had 170 yards on
He
us.
torched you.
And we had Hankins, who was our nose tackle. He was out.
Boom.
My biggest run stuffer, but still, that shouldn't equate. They haven't given up 100-yard rushes all season.
Okay.
I don't understand in the biggest games, and like they said, they don't play well on the road. They played good enough in Philly when they went to Philly last time.
Boom.
They could have beat Philly. They should have beat Philly.
Yes.
So I don't want to say they can't play a good team on the road, but I don't know. Was it the weather conditions? I don't understand my team. They blow everybody out, and then they I don't know. That San Francisco game, they were beating teams, and San Francisco just stomped them.
Yeah.
Then they had another 5 games, and I understand some of those games were at home. They're against teams that weren't good, but you don't always blow out teams that aren't good.
No.
That doesn't always happen.
Where do you put Dak in this?
I don't blame him for this game, and he's been ridiculous the last 5 games. He's on MVP territory.
Yeah.
But
Who are you putting it on? Are you in the same boat as me? Are you putting it on your defense?
The defense sometimes doesn't show up.
Those games look similar defensively.
They didn't show up in
Our
Seattle.
game and your game look
but we have a
similar.
good secondary. Supposedly. Well, we shut down you guys the week before.
But that's what I'm saying. In these 2 games from the week that just passed, the defenses look like we both got shredded by running backs.
Yep.
And I don't know what that guy's numbers were. Well, we got lit up a little bit in the passing game too, though. A lot worse than you guys did.
Yeah.
Because once Buffalo realized they could run the ball,
Why bother? Yeah. And
Josh Allen had like 90 yards or
yeah,
something.
in those conditions,
passing.
yeah.
But that's another thing too. You go into the game knowing those conditions.
Oh, the Cowboys knew it too, because they brought another running back up off the practice squad.
What up, Pat? I don't know, man.
It's just weird. How did the Cowboys get stomped? And I know you can't equate one thing to another, but the New England Patriots beat the Buffalo Bills this year.
It's still that's a division foe though.
The talent level's too big of a difference there to write that off.
But that's okay.
All right,
so
because the
maybe
Cowboys stomped the Giants and the Redskins. They're division foes.
yeah, but
they
maybe they're
annihilated
heating.
them.
Maybe you learn things along the way, and now maybe Buffalo's heating up.
They are heating up. They beat you guys and then they beat us.
So maybe that's what that is.
Dude, listen, when it comes down to it, the Cowboys are in the playoffs. The Philly, I have confidence in them beating Philly.
Not San Fran.
It's San Fran. And anybody else, I'm not worried about any other team, not even Detroit. Well, let's see, they play Detroit soon, the Cowboys. But I have confidence in them beating anybody else.
So that's funny because the
Except
team
for
that
the
I
San
fear
Fran.
the most is you guys. I don't fear San Fran as much as I fear Dallas. I don't know why. I just do. I just fear. I'd rather play San Fran over Dallas any day of the week. I don't know why that is. I don't know why I feel that way. And I don't know. It's weird. It's weird. But
Like Michael Irvin said, we've been beating you down a long time.
who else? What else was on? San Fran mopped up who? The Cardinals.
Yeah.
They mopped them up.
And I told Kevin that was going to happen.
There was 2 overtime games. Was it Chicago and somebody?
I want
Chicago Browns.
I want to go back to the Thursday night game with the Raiders.
Okay.
How
we can circle back there? Go ahead.
How do you not score a touchdown the week before and then score 63 points? I know the Chargers have totally given up on that coach. They should have fired that coach this week.
They did. He got fired right
Yeah.
after that game.
But they should have.
You're saying
it should have
before
been,
that
it
game.
should have been done.
People are saying it should have been before the season. How do you have that talent, that roster, and be the record? What are they, 5 and something, 4 and something?
There is a lot of good talent on that team, and
You're wasting.
they're right in their prime.
Yeah, you're wasting Herbert's years in my
Herbert,
eyes.
Eckler, Bosa, you got a lot of guys in their prime.
Y'all wasting that, man. I hope the ownership doesn't look back and be like, we had it. We just didn't have the main piece.
Yeah.
I think that's what's gonna happen. But I don't know. Where did that come from? I didn't even watch that game at all. I remember waking up. I'm like, what basketball game was this? I'm like, who scored 63 points? And then I looked. I'm like, oh no, that's a football game.
It was like 28-0 at one point, and I was like, and that was fast because I was working, and I just jumped. I looked at the thing, and I'm like, what the? Wow. And then it just didn't stop.
So I want to see the Raiders next week. I want to see what's going on here.
That's just the anomaly.
Yeah, I know. I hope that's not it. And the Chargers. Who has the Chargers? Somebody has the Chargers this week.
I don't know. Wow. Chargers are done though. They're just, and Herbert's out. So just just write the season off. What else happened? I'm trying to look at the Saturday games were.
I forgot. I looked up. I'm like, there's Saturday football.
Yeah.
I saw Broncos they got beat by somebody.
Lions smacked them.
I want to say, was this dude yelling at Russell Wilson?
Yeah, there was something that happened. I saw an article. I didn't get to read about it.
I think something's gonna happen in the offseason with that team.
I don't think he wants Russell Wilson, and he's tied to him because he inherited him when he took the team over.
So let me ask you this: how does that work? Like, what do? You're just gonna suffer through this marriage?
Or you can cut him and eat the money.
Then you think the Walmart family's gonna be okay with that?
Or if they don't want to find someone, if they eat some of the salary and find someone to trade with, and they pay some of the salary so the other team doesn't have to.
Like, you're dealing with some serious.
But you have no leverage at that point. The other team knows you want to get rid of him.
Yeah, it hasn't worked out. Like they were winning for a little bit, but you have to know that. I think ultimately, like you said, he doesn't want this guy. He doesn't want him.
Yep.
But my argument is, who you bringing in? I don't know who they're bringing in. Yeah, I don't know what quarterback out there. I don't know. Where's Belichick going?
That I keep hearing.
Because this guy, the Chargers guy, got fired.
Yep.
I think the dude in the Commanders, he's gonna get fired.
Rivera.
I
know Carolina had already got rid of Reich.
But that's what I'm saying. These guys are just interim. That doesn't mean they're gonna be the coach, people.
Yeah.
They're just filling in. Even the dude for the Raiders, Antonio Pierce, he's just filling in.
Yep.
If Belichick hits the market, I'm telling you.
The scary thing is I keep hearing Cowboys, too, isn't on that list. And I don't want them anywhere near my team. Listen, all right, this is.
Go ahead.
It's been a little while since we talked about Bill Belichick.
Go ahead.
I am fine with Bill, the defensive coordinator. I'm okay with Bill, the head coach. Because I saw the Patriots defense, as a team, and especially as a defense, they have not given up. Well, they 3-11 now, and that defense still plays hard every week.
They do, and they're missing like 2 of their key guys.
And I don't think that's his mullet-headed sons.
They're missing like 2 of their key guys.
Yeah. Judon and Vasquez, whatever the kid, the
Gonzalez.
rookie, Gonzalez, that was it. And they're still playing hard every week for him.
Okay.
I will give them that credit. They have not quit on him. And even the offense, once Zappi's now been in, they seem they're not performing much better, but they seem a little rejuvenated.
They play for Zappi. They don't play for Mac.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now they don't. They still don't have talent, and Zappi still ain't that great. But
they play for him.
I'll give Bill Belichick credit because they're not good. The team hasn't quit on him.
Okay.
But I don't want him anywhere near my offense or my GM responsibilities.
And you'd rather have McCarthy?
At this point, it's scary.
Yes. Having If you said to me, I'll continue with McCarthy or I'll roll the dice and go with Belichick, you're still sticking with McCarthy?
Yeah. Because I think Belichick in the offense, I think he'd ruin our offense.
Wow.
And defensively, they have Dan Quinn, so they don't need Belichick there. And that's another thing. I think if he fires McCarthy, he might promote Dan Quinn from defensive coordinator to head coach.
Yeah.
But I just can't.
You know who loves him though, right?
But is Bill going to go? Yeah, I know. Jerry loves him.
Jerry
But Jerry's not in charge of
loves
that
him.
team like he used to be.
What was that? What was the thing we were talking about? Who is Jerry Jones in this? Max? Is he Marcus Aurelius?
Yeah.
And Stephen Jones is Caesar.
I think I said if Jerry Jones ever tried to get Bill Belichick, I think Stephen Jones would smother him in his sleep.
I love you.
It's for the good of Rome, Father.
Yo, that's crazy. And then McCarthy comes walking in. It's quite apparent. Yo, it's crazy. I don't know.
Everyone still is on that narrative that Jerry Jones is in charge of that team, and
He's not.
I contend he hasn't
He's
been
not.
for years now.
He's not, but I
Not like
still
that.
say he has a say though.
Oh no, he does have his stay. But I knew from the day they didn't. Who was the quarterback that was up? That
Manziel? Was it
Johnny Manziel.
Johnny Football.
And I remember watching that
'Cause
draft.
he played for Texas A&M, I think.
Yeah, I remember watching that draft, and I think it was the 17th pick of the draft. And I'm like, he was available. And I'm like, oh, Jesus, Jerry's going to take Manziel. I'm like, he's going to take him. And then they
didn't.
went with, I think it was Zach Martin, offensive lineman.
Smart
who's been a
move.
Pro Bowl,
Every year.
Hall of Famer.
That was a smart move.
Right, but that's when I knew Jerry Jones wasn't
reign
in
was
charge.
over. Yeah, in charge. But we still haven't. Where do you think Belichick's going?
He's got to go somewhere that, because he's not going to give up GM responsibilities.
I think he's gonna have to. Nobody wants to deal. They're not gonna let him do that. Does he go off into the sunset?
No, I don't think he goes. I think he still wants. He wants Don Shula's record. He's like 16 games away from
That's what I'm
Shula's record.
saying. People are talking like I don't know. I think he's gonna be coaching. He's not gonna be coaching in New England next year. I don't.
Well, they got to work that out because he's still under contract, and that's a lot of money for the Crafts to eat.
I think they're gonna trade him. And I think you're gonna be surprised at the teams that are gonna line up, and they're gonna be okay with footing that bill, just to pay to
Well,
get
where's he
him.
going to go? Carolina? That's a rebuild. He's years away. He's got like 3 years left in him.
You're
He's got to go
but
somewhere
you're
that just
dealing with
needs
a
that
dude-
push.
The egos, though, man. The ego. I'm telling you, he would love to do that. He would love to.
Yeah, but he knows he probably doesn't have enough time to do that. And if he wants the record, how much is he going to improve Carolina next year?
Can Carolina do any worse? He
I
can
don't
get
know.
a couple dubs out of them next year.
I think that owner in Carolina is cheap too, though. I don't know if he'll pay the money. They
I
had
think
they were
he's gonna be
saying
with
they
the
had
Chargers.
they
I
had
think he's gonna be with the Chargers.
They had like 5,000 people in the stands the other day in Carolina, and by halftime there was like 500.
If you ask me, the top three goes like this: Chargers 1, Commanders 2, and I would either say, to me, the three would either be the Raiders or Carolina. But I think the first two, they're gonna go after him. They're gonna go after him. I think.
I don't think he'd work for that clown in the Raiders.
Oh, Davis.
Davis, the kid.
He doesn't interfere though. He's like a Kraft. He doesn't interfere.
I don't know.
He's not like his father. His father was the one that was like, this dude, he's okay with eating his bowl of Cheerios in the corner somewhere. He doesn't interfere.
He ain't in chairs. Those are Fruit Loops. Those are Fruit Loops. Have you seen his haircut?
But he's not. He
Yeah, I
doesn't
know.
interfere. He's not like his father. I think I don't know. They let McDaniels do his thing.
I don't know,
And
Bill-
McDaniels hung himself.
Bill might go off the rails in Vegas.
Yeah.
Put him out there.
That's
in
what I
Sin
always
City.
said about Vegas. How do you control those kids? I don't know how you do that in that city.
It's crazy.
But anyway, what else you got, man?
Let's see what else. What other games we had?
Who else? San Fran.
Yo, I want to give a shout out to Ryan's. I hear that his Buccaneers. Baker
they
Mayfield. They beat the Falcons.
The Falcons aren't that good.
No. And that's why when the Cowboys are the 5th seed, they would have had to go to Atlanta. I'm like, I'll take that.
But now, do they have to go to Tampa?
Oh, I don't.
If if that's the case,
that everybody's like close to 500. That division's still wide open. I think almost anybody can get that. The Ravens looking very good. The Ravens are looking. They are the best team in the.
who was we talking to? They were saying this Ravens in San Fran. They had this conspiracy theory.
Oh, those cats said they're saying the colors
of the Roman numerals
of the Super Bowl.
Of the Super Bowl
Like
are predicting the Super
The color
Bowl.
scheme is predicting who's going to be. They're telling you who's going to be.
I couldn't look back and find out
Right.
if that was true or not, but that
I doubt
don't
it
think,
is.
I don't think that is. I don't think that is. But that would be weird if it
The
was.
conspiracy theorists would be all happy about that.
But right now, Vegas, what's it saying? San Fran and the Ravens Super Bowl right now. That's what I'm saying. That's the odds-on favorites.
Those are the odds-on favorites.
I don't know. It could be. That would be a good Super Bowl, though. Is Lamar running all over that San Fran defense?
And I'm sorry, I said the wrong team. Ravens be the Jaguars
Yeah.
in that game.
Did your boy Sunshine play?
Sunshine played. He's been hurt. That he hasn't taken the step this year that I thought he
Well,
was going
because
to
he's
take.
been injured, though, right?
He's
On
been
and
injured,
off.
but he's still in there every week. He hasn't taken that step.
Yeah.
I was surprised at that.
Maybe they're figuring him out. Once you start getting, you know what I mean?
The Rams are resurgent with Stafford back.
Rams
Rams are a dangerous team.
They're a scary team. I wouldn't want to. Them and the Detroits of the world,
Yep.
they have nothing to lose.
Puka Nacua and Kyron Williams and
They have nothing to lose. And Stafford's a marksman.
Stafford, since he
Don't
came
get
back,
it twisted. He's a marksman.
they are a team I'd be nervous about.
Ooh,
What we got up?
I don't know.
You want to look at next week's matchups?
Yeah. Who you got?
All right. Let's see. We got the Thursday game's trash. That's trash. That's the problem. A lot of like Bills Chargers is trash. Well,
Who you
trash.
got? I got Bills.
Bills.
We'll just do it real quick. Bills.
Bills. Yeah, they're playing a lot better right now.
I got Bills.
Oh God, let's do Commanders Jets. Like I said, I'm looking at these fast. This is the first time I'm looking at.
I got
them.
Jets.
I'll go Commanders. I like how.
That's a good team too. I feel an underrated team.
Jaguars Buccaneers. That's actually a decent. That's a good matchup.
Game.
Um,
Buccaneers are
it's
trending
at,
up. Jags are trending
it's
down.
at Tampa Bay. I actually go for Bucks. Mayfield's having the best season of his career.
So you gonna go with Bucks?
Yeah.
I rock with you on that. Bucks. Tampa Bay. Ryan. Tampa Bay, baby.
Eagles Giants on Christmas.
Ooh, I got Eagles. They
Yeah,
got it. They got. They.
If
This
you
is
can't,
desperation.
you know what? If you can't beat Tommy DeVito,
Tommy DeVito.
Mr. Chicken Cutlet.
Hey, Ma.
Man, where the chicken cutlets at? A Fangool.
Go ahead. Who else?
Oh, I didn't even know. December 25th, 8:15 p.m. Ravens Niners.
Really?
Really?
This is a preview then.
Yes, Week 16 preview.
Wow. Is that you think everybody's gonna play? I think so.
Yeah. It's you still got another
You
week.
still have to
It's
play.
Week 17.
Yeah. Like nobody
Well,
has
San Fran's still trying to get number
sewn
one.
up. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they gotta play.
Yep.
I want to see that. When's that game? Monday?
It's Christmas Day at night, 8:15.
So that's Monday. Did they flex that? They had to have flexed
No,
that.
those are the three games. They do 3 games on Christmas Day.
So back up.
Yeah, okay,
Back
okay.
all the way up on this.
Oh, all right.
Now, what these guys said at the bar doesn't sound so crazy. It just happens to be on Christmas that you have these guys in the primetime slot and they're on their way to the Super Bowl almost. If they go to the Super Bowl, oh man. I don't know. I'm not.
And then maybe they were right about that 5G network too. Tracking us with the nanobots in our body.
I'm never gonna be that guy. I don't want to be that guy. But this is looking awfully fishy.
Yep.
I didn't know that on Christmas, on our Savior and Lord's birthday.
First game is Raiders Chiefs on Christmas. Is that?
That's not no conspiracy though.
We're trying to see.
That's just trash. Who else on
Well,
Christmas?
yeah, but the Raiders owner looks like an alien.
maybe
Maybe
he
it's
came
alien
down
invasion.
from playing it. Boop, boop.
And Mahomes talks like Kermit the Frog.
I just want to tell everybody.
What else we got? So those are the three: Raiders, Chiefs, Giants, Eagles, and the Ravens, 49ers.
I
That's
got
Christmas Day lineup.
Eagles, Chiefs, 49ers. That's who I got.
Yeah, 49ers are at home, so that's a toss-up, but I'll do that. And then we got the Cowboys and the Dolphins
Ooh.
at Miami.
Ooh, I forgot about that game.
Cowboys got the Dolphins, they got Detroit, and then they finished the season with the Commanders.
Wow. I wouldn't be worried about this game after I saw that Buffalo game, though. Now I'm worried about your boys. I want them to lose, don't get me wrong, but this is gonna be a tough game for you guys, man. Where's the game at?
From Miami.
Do you bounce back?
I don't know.
How you feel? I'm gonna ask you because you're the Cowboys guy. How do you feel about
Is
this
Tyreek
game?
back?
Yep. They're saying he could have potentially played last week, but they were keeping it. And as you can see, they didn't need him at all.
It all depends on
It was the Jets they were playing.
Yeah.
Why would you roll him out there just to, you know what I'm saying? He's gonna show up for this game.
I honestly do not know what the Cowboys are going to do in this game. I honestly don't.
Wow.
Like, I can't even predict it.
But how do you? So you have no feelings, no reservations, no nothing about the game.
I have reservations, yes.
What?
As long as Hankins is back on the defensive line, they lost Zach Martin the other night on the offensive line.
Mm-hmm.
And he's supposedly supposed to be okay for the game. We'll see. Yeah, Christmas Eve might not be that fun.
You might get an
I
early
don't
Christmas
know.
gift.
They controlled AJ Brown and who's the
Philly,
other?
Devontae. Yeah.
Devontae.
Yeah.
Gilmore locked them up, but I don't know.
You're not. One of them's gonna get loose.
Loose.
Waddle or I'd rather let Waddle torch me than Hill. But you can, I don't know. Hill's gonna. He does what he does, and they use him in so many
The
different
front four
facets.
are going to have to get pressure on Tua and make him get.
He
that
can
ball
be
out.
rattled.
Yeah.
If you can get to him early and rattle him, you might be okay. I'm trying to remember when we played them. That game wasn't okay. Oh yeah, we did mop them up.
This might have
we
been-
struggled
yeah.
with Buffalo.
This might have been an issue if they didn't. More of an issue if they didn't get smacked up by Buffalo. You know what I mean? If they
Yeah.
went in there feeling confident, but they might. Hopefully, they're pissed. They'll show me. They're going to show me what kind of team they are. If they're not pissed and they don't go in there and really make this a game,
Are you even flying back to Texas though? You're probably. Did they take the plane just straight down to Miami? I don't know. I don't even know if that's a good idea. If that's what happened, right? Do you fly back to Texas then fly back out to
all
Miami?
all these guys. It's a 3-hour flight.
All right, I'm just saying. Because you might not want to be in Miami that whole week. 'Cause
No,
that's
I-
another distraction
Yeah.
within itself. South Beach, baby. But what else you got, baby?
That's the Christmas slate. I didn't even think about football on Christmas Eve.
Yeah, it's weird this year. We're closed on Christmas Eve for the first time ever. Like they usually close early, but they're still like open, and I was always kind of the opening guy. I don't know what to do with myself now. Christmas Eve, I'm gonna be twiddling my thumbs.
Watching NFL games.
I'm gonna be looking for Santa. Where you at, baby? I want to say Merry Christmas, man.
Merry Christmas to you.
I appreciate what you do for me, what you do for the brand. As far as I'm concerned, you're always part of Pop's Nutrition, man.
I appreciate that.
Everybody else, I want to say Merry Christmas. And I don't know if we're gonna do another episode before the new year, but if we don't, Happy New Year too, everybody. Come back, Kings 41. You got anything you want to say, P, before we be out?
Yeah, like, share, subscribe, and everybody try to be a little bit more positive this next year. Less negativity.
You heard it. You heard it. What he said. Peace.
Peace.